Hey yo, Mark here for Mark's Max Muscle. And today is a great day for a challenge round. Welcome to the challenge round. Here's the breakdown. The first competitor, standing 5 feet 2 inches, weighing 185 pounds, Danny Padilla! And his opponent, standing 5 feet 3 inches, weighing 175 pounds, Makkawy! Today's challenge round is brought to you by the greatest one. And we begin, as always, with the front standing relaxed position. And I must say, out of all the challenge round matches that I've put on so far, I think this is probably the hardest one to judge. Now, I will say, I am going to give just a slight edge to Danny Padilla here. Although I will say, I do like the leg development of, well, I should say the way he's displaying his legs, rather, on the part of Makkawy. Although Danny Padilla is pretty much holding his legs straight here compared to the. But I will say about Makkawy, he's all about presentation and how he displays himself. So, but I just look at the powerful stature of Danny Padilla here, and I think it's just going to give him a slight advantage. But I will say, the way I judge these, if it does come down to one or two poses, I will definitely take into consideration the closeness of each decision. And this is going to be a close one. All right, let's move on to the first pose. The ever popular front and double bicep. Both men are displayed quite different, so makes it a little bit more difficult to judge. If they were both displayed identical, then we can make more of a observation on their physiques. Of course, the vacuum pose of Padilla I really appreciate. Although if you're a fan of the abs, you gotta like Makkawy on this one. The legs is a difficult one to judge, whereas Makkawy has his thighs displayed much different. But I think both men are definitely cut in the leg department. Although I will say, I think Padilla has a slight edge. Just looks a little bit ahead in the leg department here. But again, it's hard to say. Actually, Makkawy's got a little bit better set of biceps, I think, in this picture. But I think overall, I'm going to go with Padilla. And I hate to do this to Makkawy because both poses were so close, but I have to be objective, and I gotta vote it the way I see it. Here we got the classic ab and thigh, and I believe that Makkawy is gonna walk away with his first big win in the I'm gonna give Makkawy just a slight advantage in this. Again, everything's so close. I will say Padilla has an advantage here in the lat department. But when I look at the cuts in Makkawy's thighs, and again, it's hard to see conditioning in these old pictures, but I gotta go with what I can see. And Makkawy's thigh seems a little bit more striated. And ultimately, I like the way his waist tapers down here a little bit more than Padilla's. I will say it is very difficult to beat Mohamed Makkawy in an ab and thigh pose. And here's the proof, because Danny Padilla is no slouch in this pose, no slouch at all. Alright, let's go on to the classic side tricep pose. And I'm not even going to say it again. You guys can probably figure it out for yourselves that this one is just a very, very difficult one to judge. Of course, they're displayed differently, as usual, and both men looking terrific. I mean, Danny Padilla's tricep, just the first thing that I see, is just massive, massive. And then, of course, Makkawy's, of course, I always mention his display, the way he's displayed. And it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat. Of course, Padilla has the calves, and maybe even the slight advantage in the chest here. But again, Makkawy just looks like just some Greek statue. Just unbelievable. And the aesthetics, I'm going to give a slight advantage to Mohamed Makkawy. And I can't believe how close this contest it just actually is. She's all tied up now. So let's move on to the most muscular pose. Now, so far, Mohamed Makkawy's aesthetics have definitely been inching him victories. But if you know me and you know my tastes, I find a very thick and powerful looking most muscular aesthetic. I find a Ness somebody or a Ronnie Coleman most muscular. I find these very aesthetic. So, sorry to say, Mohamed, although he does look terrific in this most muscular, I will say. But Danny Padilla is just, like I said, thick and powerful looking in this pose. And the striations in his chest here. But like I said, Mohamed Makkawy's doing quite well indeed. But ultimately, I'm giving this one to Danny Padilla. So it doesn't look good for Mohamed Makkawy heading into the back shots with the knowledge of Danny Padilla's great back development. But we'll see. Here in the rear double bicep, and it might be difficult for some of you to judge this one, but as Mohamed Makkawy's, he's fashioning a twisting rear double bicep. So one of his lats looks a whole lot bigger than Padilla's. But as you may know, when you twist, it makes your lat look a whole lot larger than it really is. Because obviously, the other side has no lat, so I found it very difficult to find a rear double bicep of Makkawy. Even when they'd call for the 8 mandatories for the final 6 guys at the Olympia, he would kind of do this twisting, weird shot. Like, it would be very difficult to get a picture of this guy hitting a rear double bicep. But I'm smarter than that, and it's plain to see that Danny Padilla's back development is far superior. I mean, look how cut and striated he is, particularly in the trap region. But ultimately, Danny Padilla wins this one. And I've had an equal hard time finding a picture of Mohamed Makkawy hitting a rear lat spread. And having said that, Danny Padilla has an outstanding back development. So, this was a very, very tight race up until they displayed the backs. And Danny Padilla, all that hard work and time that he devoted to build such a tremendous back, taking nothing away from Mohamed Makkawy, because he really did put up quite a fight against Padilla here. But ultimately, I have to score Danny Padilla the final victory here in the rear double bicep. And if you've been keeping count, you'll know that your winner is Danny Padilla. Padilla now advances to the Gladiator Round, where he'll, at some point, will be pitted up against another Challenge Round champion winner. Of course, Padilla competed as far back as the late 70s, all the way to the early 1990s. So, of course, his opponent will be from the same time period. But having said that, this time, your winner of the Challenge Round is Danny Padilla. Well, that about does it for that one. As always, let me know in the comment section below if you have any other interesting combinations, like Danny Padilla versus Makkawy for an upcoming challenge round match. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit like and subscribe if you did. And that's it for now. This is Mark for Mark's Max Muscle.